Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Tonight's tutorial is how to fix edge halos in your photographs. So tonight I'm in my camper van. There's no room in the house, so I'm in here for peace, and I'll explain to you through the tutorial what to look for and be able to identify what an edge halo looks like. Explain how edge halos happen, and also give you a tip to repair edge halos. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Now let's move into the tutorial now. In this tutorial, what I'm going to just show you quickly is how to fix an edge halo in Photoshop. So if you don't know what an edge halo is, if you look at this screen and you'll see there's a white line around the edge of the mountain there, and it stands out as a huge gap between the sky and the actual mountain itself. That's what we call an edge halo, that white line that causes that barrier. And halos occur sometimes when you've done a mask or you've merged and it hasn't quite worked properly. Yeah, you can do it right first time if you get your luminosity masks and all them set up correctly, but just sometimes you make kind of tweaks using contrast, or you want to sharpen your image, or you've slid your highlights or your shadows a wee bit stronger than normal, and then sometimes the halos start to appear after these edits. But anyway, we can fix this, and what I'll do is I'll show you a quick fix on how to remove these halos. So first of all, we select the clone stamp tool. Now before I make a change, let me duplicate the layer, and I'll duplicate that layer so that I can show you the difference. I'll show you the difference between the original image and the edited image. So we're sampling the current image. I'm on my layer copy. We then go to the blending mode and we select a darker colour. Then what I want to do is I want to reduce the size of my brush a little bit. Now to use the clone stamp tool, on a PC you would select Alt, hold Alt down and press left click on your mouse, or on the Mac you hold Option and press left click, and that allows you to do the same thing effectively. So all I need to now do, having pressed Option and left click, if I hold the left click on the mouse and slide my mouse and follow the route, so you'll just notice what a wee problem there. So if I zoom in, you'll get to see this stronger. So if I Option left click or Alt left click, and then I mask my way or clone my way up the edge of the mountain, you'll also notice if I drop the luminosity mask to about 80%, then if I start going up. Now what you've got to be careful is, because I'm going into the clouds, if I use a smaller brush, just work up to the edge of where the mountain meets the cloud, and then when I'm in the cloud, what I can do here is Option and left click again, and then I use the clouds as the mask in colour at the edge of the clouds here. So again, I might just reduce the size of that brush a little bit, maybe just tweak the opacity down to about 76, and again I want to Option left click at the top of the mountain, and you get an idea of how you can start to remove these halos. So again, if I press Option and then just work my way around, we're just progressively removing the halo from the edge of the mountain. So again, I'm working my way up, Option, Alt, hold down, and I'll just keep removing that white line And as you'll see, actually as a quick fix, it does a really good job of getting rid of that white line. So that's us done the left hand side of the mountain. So if I walk further down here, option left click, I need to be careful here, just Control Z to go back. Now when I get to the mountain area, if I option click on the mountain colour, that'll allow me to make the change. I'll just control come back out of there. So if I option, yeah, there we go, and then I come down the line again. If I just select option, work my way down, there's not much of a halo here to be honest, because that's actually the backlit area of the sun hitting between the mountains and the glen. So if I go to the right hand side, I work my way up. Now you can use a really small brush. Sometimes if you use a small brush it gets really hard to see. So I'll do Alt left click or option left click, and as you'll see I pressed the wrong button. Here we go, I've now got the correct area, and now we're starting to remove the line. So again, each time I go into a new area I need to select that colour to make sure that that colour is consistent with the line. So in here, option left click, and then when I get further up to here, again option left click, I'll just tweak the size of the brush a little bit more, and I'll erase as much of that white line as I possibly can. And what we'll do is when you see the before and after, you'll start to see the difference that this can actually make. So I'll keep working my way up the edge of the mountain. I'll keep rubbing away as much as I possibly can. Now I'm doing this as a tutorial, so if you were doing this you could spend a lot more time. What I don't want to do is totally bore you by chopping and changing all the time. I will select that new colour though at the top of the mountain, and then I'll select a new colour again, and I might increase the size of the brush. So as I work my way up the edge, we should start to see the white eradicating and disappearing. At the top again I select option Alt tab, and right along the top of the mountain. So I'm coming to a cloud, so if I reduce the size of the brush, option left click into the blue, and then move into the cloud, select option left click, and then use the cloud colour to work the edge of the mountain. Then when I reach the blue again, select the blue, and then I'll follow the line in the edge of the mountain, and again let's remove, there's not a huge amount of white halo up here, but there is a halo nonetheless, and we'll just follow the line. I'll do a select option, an alt option or a option left click here, and that should be as finished. And there we go. So if I do a before and after, that's the before, that's the after. If I zoom in, it might help you see it a little bit better. So now we're zoomed in, there's the before, so you can see the bright lines right round the edge of the mountain, right up over the peak of the mountain. And when I select where we are now, again a before and an after. So it's subtle, but it's there, we've removed it. So again, if you want a clean image, then you can just do file save. I'll call that test. Save that as a JPEG. And then one last thing, what you want to do is before you're still on the clone stamp tool option, is set your blend mode back to normal. And then that's you ready. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video tonight, and I hope you've now got enough information to repair any edge halos now that you're able to identify them. And hopefully through your edits you don't have any edge halos, but if you happen to do, hopefully this is a good way of helping you remove them. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Remember, it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that will give you a reminder when I publish any future videos. So thank you, and here's to the next video.